Hello everyone, Sue from Pokisutami here. In this video, I am going to translate and explain the text in the character reference sheets for the Pokemon VOCALOID Miku collaboration, Project Voltage. Currently, there are already 2 videos translating other Project Voltage reference sheets already up on my YouTube. You can check them out in the links. And following this video, there will likely be another 2 videos, I guess, covering the remaining reference sheets. As always, please consider hitting that like button, dropping a comment and subscribing if you're not yet subscribed. Also, please feel free to share this video around. It all really helps a lot. Before continuing though, I just want to quickly state that I do not own any of the artwork, concepts or information that will be presented in this video. This video is purely to translate the Japanese text and share the relevant information. Now, let's get into the translating. The first Miku we will be looking at in this video is Electric Type Specialist Miku, who was drawn by Kanu, at Sir Kanu on Twitter. Electric Type Miku is joined by her super suitable partner Pokemon, Rotom. I was sure that Toxtricity would be Electric Type Miku's partner, but Rotom is a great selection and is definitely helpful for Miku's life, as what seems to be a super famous performing electrician. This is a great design by Kanu, and if I'm not mistaken, this is Kanu's debut illustration for Pokemon. Let's take a look at the reference sheets, also created by Kanu. Starting with the first sheet. There is a lot to look at here. Up on the top left, next to the O1, the text states that an old-fashioned font is used on the left armband. Just below this text, here simply says clip, pointing out that these items along Miku's pigtails are hair clips. The top text in the middle states that when Miku is not wearing a hat, she instead wears sunglasses. The text near this kind of pulley-like device states that it is in fact a Pokeball switching gadget. This text here says cable hook, and the text here states that this is a pin that attaches the Pokeball switch gadget to clothing. Moving over to the right side of the page, the text next to the hat mentions that the ribbon is actually made by cable. The last main bit of text on this page is attached to this image of Miku bowing. This text can mean done or good. The last text on this page is the large illustrated text right here, which simply reads Electric Miku. Switching over to the second page of the Electric Type Miku's reference sheets. This one is more illustration heavy and has a lot less explanative text. This very tiny text down here on the left side says Cooling Pack. It's the item that Rotom is holding. It's a cold sticker-like item that you can place on your forehead. The last text goes with this phone selfie illustration. It reads, Surprise Rotom Fan Service. Next, let's move on to Ice-type Specialist Miku by artist Kantaro, @_Aki-kan on Twitter. Ice-type Specialist Miku is joined by her partner Pokemon Lapras. Lapras is a great choice for an Ice-type Miku. The only alternative that I could think of would be Jinx. This design of an ice-cold boss lady businesswoman trainer was perfectly done by artist Kantaro. The aesthetic goal was clear and well achieved. Let's take a look at the reference sheets. Once again, this time we also have 2 pages to look at. The first page showcases the outfit without the jacket, as well as Miku's belongings, and 2 character personality illustrations. The text here makes note that Miku wears fluorescent work gloves. The next text over here talks about how the shirt is tight-fitting with no sleeves. The text that is attached to this adorable illustration of Miku and Lapras states that Miku works sitting upon the back of a moving Lapras. Talk about having great balance skills and a whole lot of confidence. Imagine dropping that laptop into the water. The next illustration is with text that explains that Miku is strict when it comes to business. Basically, she is very professional when it comes to work and likes to protect business etiquette. These texts here just confirm that this is a smartphone and this is a card case. Then finishing off this page, this illustrated text here just reads Ice Miku. Moving on to the second page. This page showcases Miku's jacket and is a lot more text heavy. The text in the top left corner mentions that there is a cutout hole in the chest of the shirt. The text here explains that there are 9 parts plus a tip for Miku's ice braids. And here, this text talks about how Miku's handbag is an expensive high-end brand handbag. And right here, it's stated that the shoes Miku wears are iced high heels. Looking at this text in the middle, it explains how the shoulders of Miku's jacket are made from an acrylic material. And shifting over a little, this text here states that there is a gap in the back of the jacket. The text here goes on to explain that the belt can be seen going through the gap in the jacket. This text here is just confirming that this is the design for Miku's earrings. The text here detailing Miku's pants is a little bit tricky to explain in English, but basically the text is saying that although the pants look hard and straight, they are actually made from a soft kind of puffy fabric. And moving up a little, the text here mentions that the sleeves of the jacket are like the pants. And lastly, this text here, just below the Ice Miku illustrated text, simply reads, "Cool business person." Next, we will be looking at the normal type specialist Miku created by Megumi Mizutani, at Megutani on Twitter. Normal specialist Miku has her partner Pokemon Chatot by her side. Like many others, I wholeheartedly expected Exploud to be normal type Miku's partner Pokemon. But Chatot does make a lot of sense. Also, Chatot's colorful color scheme gives a lot of room for a fun design, even for the trickier brief of a normal type specialist. This Miku was once again created by the endlessly talented Megumi Mizutani. Let's have a look at the reference sheets. The text here in the top middle of the page simply states sunglasses. What a unique design for sunglasses. I don't know if I would ever wear them, but you gotta love Miku's fashion confidence. Here in this text, it explains how the lenses of the glasses are LED monitors. Moving down here, we can see the detail of Miku's hairpin, and the text simply says, hairpin. Moving up, this text here reads left hand. The last piece of text on this page is the illustrated text, which reads normal type Miku. Next, let's have a look at ground type specialist Miku, created by Kanu, at Sirakanu on Twitter. Ground type specialist Miku has her trusty partner Pokemon Flygon by her side. Honestly, I couldn't think of any particular ground type Pokemon that would be a particularly perfect fit for ground type Miku, so Flygon is as good a choice as any. And it helped leads to this cool desert explorer concept design. Another great design by Kanu. Like the electric type Miku, it's clear that Kanu had a lot of fun illustrating this Miku, which led to us getting a lot of fun additional illustrations. Let's have a look at the reference sheets. Once again, we have 2 pages to look at. Looking at the text on the middle left side of the page, next to the bag, it explains that the map is secured to the bag with the bag's flap? Sorry, I couldn't think of a better English word to describe that part of the bag. Just below, we have this illustration of Trapinch biting onto something. The Japanese word used here is gabu, which is an onomatopoeia word for the sound of biting. Moving over to the illustration of Miku's eyes. The text states that the pupil of Miku's eyes are amber colored. The text on the far right of this page explains that the way she styles the buns on her hair depends on her mood for the day. The last piece of text for this page is the illustrated text that reads Ground Miku. Shifting over to the second page for Ground Type Miku. Once again, like previous works by Kanu, this page is more illustration heavy, with very little text. But what beautiful additional illustrations. The only text on this page is just here, reading ah. It's like a noise of amazement or shock, akin to wow or roll in English. And lastly, for this video, we will be looking at Flying Type Miku, also created by Kanu, at Sirakanu on Twitter. Flying Type Miku's partner Pokemon is Altaria. Honestly, I had always thought that Chatot would be Flying Type Miku's partner Pokemon, so I was left completely unsure and shocked when Chatot was paired with normal Miku. But Altaria is also a wonderful choice for Flying Type Miku. This is another fantastic design by Kanu, who really put great effort into every design that they were tasked for this project. Shifting over to the reference sheets, we once again have 2 pages to look at. One more text heavy and the other focus more on additional illustrations. Starting with the first page. The text here on the top left of the page explains how there are clouds on the back. I'm assuming tucked into or stitched onto her pants. This text here simply reads hook and is referring to the hook on the Pokeball holding belt. Moving down to this text here, which is joined by this illustration of this item that can be seen around Miku's neck. This text confirms that this is actually a wind chime. The small text here, written in the object held by Altaria, reads Tau. The illustration of Miku's eyes has text that reads agate-colored eyes. It seems like Kanu is a fan of incorporating uniquely colored eyes into designs. On the top right of the page, the text here explains how Miku is able to predict the weather by examining clouds. But can't everybody do that? I mean, I can look at the clouds and tell when it's going to rain. Moving down a little, we once again have an illustration focusing on Miku's unique eyes, with text that explains that there are swirls in her eyes, and her eyes show a moody, sleepy look. The last text on this page is the illustrated text, which naturally reads Flying Miku. Moving over to the second, more illustration-heavy page. The text here is another onomatopoeia word, and it's basically the word for the sound of a quick but heavy footstep on rocks or gravel or something like that. This text here reads atsu, which is a shortened slang word for atsui, meaning hot. Lastly, this text here says that Miku does muscle training while relaxing and playing games. And that's the last reference sheet we will be looking at in this video. Be sure to check out the previous videos covering some of the other Project Voltage reference sheet translations. And make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on the next videos of translations. Out of the 5 we looked at in this video, it's a tough call, but I would say my favorite is Electric type Miku. I love the cool one-piece design of her outfit and her overall flashy design, as well as just how well her partner Pokemon Rotom was incorporated into her design. Which Miku was your favorite from this batch? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful and informative. But for now, it's time to say bye bye. Mata ne.